Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rechak Wadash, double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, who rule very well, very beautifully. Double salutations to the Akim who pushing his gospel in truth and in sincerity, to the best of their ability, given to them by Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Peace, blessings, and salutations be unto the elect scattered abroad. May the election of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Lord willing, fall upon 8 houses. This is Brother Quanah Watts from the Arizona Great Millstone Camp, come back at you, Lord will, with the edifying lesson through the Spirit and power. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Lord will, it is edifying, Lord will, straight to the point. But earlier I was meditating on a lesson to go into, man, and something that popped into my, my mind, man, was ultimately, just being focused, right, on this truth, right, not being distracted, right, by these carnal things that are in the world, man, right, women, our own flesh, and so on and so forth, right? All these things, right, really aren't going to benefit us, man, right? Except for this truth, right? And again, this is why we have to remain focused, right, on this truth, right? Getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Because as it says in Isaiah 33:6, wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability at times, right? We understand that Jacob's trouble is coming down the pipe, right? And the one thing that's ultimately going to allow us to move properly, right, and to be able to have a hedge of protection around us, right, from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right, is getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, improving our faith in this time. So again, we have to stay focused, right, on this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right, keeping our eyes on the prize, right? So with that, this is Luke, and I'm going to read it in the NLT, right? Luke 10:38, it says, and as Yahushua and the disciples continued on their way to Jerusalem, they came to a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home, right? It says her sister Mary sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he taught, right? It says, but Martha was distracted by the big dinner she was preparing. She came to Yahushua and said, Lord, doesn't it seem unfair to you that my sister just sits here while I do all the work? Tell her to come and help me, right? It says, but the Lord said unto her, my dear Martha, you are worried and upset over all these details. There is only one thing worthy being concerned about. Mary hath discovered it, and it will not be taken away from her. Right, man? Because Yahushua was what? The Word made flesh, right? So she was sitting there listening and taking heed, right, to what he was speaking, man. So she was worried about, right, that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? While Martha was worried about, that physical, that carnal food, right? Mary was worried about that spiritual food, man. Right? And this is exactly what we have to be focused on, man. You could be focused on, eating, right? These carnal foods and so on and so forth. But these things are ultimately tainted, right? These GMO foods that we have in the world, they're ultimately tainted. They're not really good for you. They really don't bring forth no real nutrition to you, man. Hey, but this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is what truly nourishes us, man. Let me grab that. I got to grab it in this because it's, it's in the Apocrypha. We know the blue letter don't have the Apocrypha in it, man. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 16 and verse 26, right? It says that thy children, O Lord, whom thou lovest, might know that it is not the growing of fruits that nourisheth man, but that it is thy word which preserveth them that put their trust in thee, right? So it's this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right, that's ultimately going to allow us to be preserved, from, the perils that are coming down the pipe, man, because that's what we want, right? We want to be able to be protected, right, to be kept, right, to be guarded against these judgments that's coming upon the earth, man. We're in the time of great judgment hitting the earth, and we want to be exempt from that, man. We want to receive that white stone. And how do we do that, right? By getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Proving our faith to Yahweh, Yahushua in this time, man. By being built up in the spirit, man. Worrying about the proper things, man, which is this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. As the scriptures say, right? Matter of fact, let's grab that real quick. Let's go back to the blue letter. Try to stay in here as much as possible, right? It's Proverbs chapter 4, and we'll start at verse 5. It says, get wisdom, right? It says, get wisdom, get understanding, forget it not, neither decline from the words of my mouth, right? It says, forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. Goes full circle, man, right? It says, love her, and she shall keep thee. right? And a matter of fact, let's go into that word keep, right? Let's go into that word, she shall keep thee, right? It says what? Nasar, right? Strong's H5341, Nasar, right? It says what? To preserve, to guard from dangers, right? To guard, to watch over, to keep, right? To keep close, to be it says to be blockaded, right? To be blocked, right? It says guard. Again, that's the point, man, right? The Lord, the Lord has ultimately given us a way to escape from these perils, or from these judgments, right? Say, I've given you straight commandment, and what you are to observe to do, what you are to observe, right? To avoid punishment, man, And again, this major punishment that's coming upon the earth, man, And the only way to avoid that, or to be preserved from it, is to get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Right, let's go back. Right, Proverbs 4:7. It says wisdom is the principal thing. Let's read that in the NLT right here. It says getting wisdom is the wisest thing you can do. Beautiful, man. It says, and whatever else you do, develop good judgment. Right, man. So this is the wisest thing that you can do. This is the best thing to do. When you go into that word principle, right, going back to the KJV, it says wisdom is a principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all that getting, get understanding, right? You go into that word principle, goes into the choices, right? The number one thing that you can do, right? The most important thing that you can do is get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Staying focused, right, on getting built up through the Spirit, right? Because everything else will ultimately distract you, man. It'll distract you. You don't want to be distracted, because that means what? Now you're not focused on what you need to be focused on, right? Which will ultimately, you have it to where these things that are coming down the pipe will come upon you unawares. That's why scriptures say, watch ye therefore and pray always, man. Right? Luke 21:36, right? Watch ye therefore, right? Watch, meaning stay focused, man. We're almost out of here, man. Prophecy is popping off left and right, man. You know what I mean? As it says the Habakkuk 2:3, the vision is yet for an appointed time. And we're in that time where we're Amos 8:11, right? The famine of the word is going to take place. Jeremiah 30:7, Jacob's trouble is going to take place, right? And immediately after that, what? World War III is going to take place, man. And then here soon, right? The deliverance, right? Immediately after that, the deliverance, man. So we're in the time of all these great judgments and mass killing is going to take place, right? So you have to get this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Otherwise, you're going to be one on the receiving end of those judgments, man. That's not a good thing, man. So let's grab this real quick and we'll close it out. This is actually we'll start at verse 30. We'll start at verse 31. Matthew 6:31, KJV. It says, therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed, right? So don't worry about these things, man, right? Don't worry about, what you're going to eat. Don't worry about what kind of, if your clothes are going to be good, right? Just remember in the wilderness, right? The Lord made it to where, the Israelites' clothing didn't even wither, man. The shoes weren't tattered or anything like that, right? Their clothes were as if they first put them on the first time, man. Throughout the whole 40 years, right? Their clothes didn't wither, right? Their clothes didn't tatter. It didn't do none of that, man. The Lord preserved their clothing, so how much more us, man? In the times to come, right? If we continue to remain focused on Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, right? It says, for all these things, for after all these things do the Gentiles seek, for your heavenly Father knoweth that ye have need of all these things, but seek ye first the kingdom of the Most High, right? Getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It says, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you, right, man? Right, so as long as we, again, continue to remain focused on what we need to remain focused on and stop being, worried or cumbered about all these different things, right, that aren't really going to benefit us, then, hey, Lord will, the Lord's going to take care of us, man, The Lord's going to take care of us and make sure we have all the things that we need, man, in order to make it to the end, But that's all I really wanted to get, man, just to point out the fact that, hey, we need to remain focused on what we need to remain focused on, man. And that's this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, right? Serving Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua in this time, man. You know, there's no other thing that we should be doing in this time except for this. Now, I understand we live in the world, right? We have to go to work, right? We have to make some money, man. We have to, you know, there's a balance to it, man, right? But for the most part, man, our mind, right, our spirit, right, is solely focused on making it to the kingdom, man. Or at least it should be, you know. So continue to pray, continue to watch, right? We're almost out of here, man. You know, so with that, Lord wills, edifying, Lord wills, straight to the point, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rachak, Wadash, double honor to the elder apostles, elder bishops, great millstone. Till next time, I say shalom.